Good evening, Dolphins. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Joanna Bonvieri, and I'm the School Counseling Director at Ocean Lakes High School. Tonight, I plan to speak to you all about the course registration process for the 2021-2022 school year, and I would like to share some advice based on the lessons we learned from Term 1. We actually started the process for course pre-registration in mid-December. Here you can see how it all began and what you can expect if your child has not selected courses for the next school year yet. On December 16th, the school counselors sent an individualized message to each student via a Schoology direct message. That message contained information about the course registration process, and attached to the message was a pre-registration form with highlighted recommendations and requirements for your child based on the diploma he or she is pursuing. We also sent an Alert Now email to parents and guardians with information about the process, which contained links to an introductory video, the slide deck for the video, and a link to a one-page document that covered the timeline for course registration, as well as provided links to the Advanced Technology Center, the Virginia Beach Career and Technical Center, and the Environmental Science Studies program at the Brock Center. All of these documents, videos, and links will be made available to you again. In advisory before the holiday break, the students watched the introductory video and had access to the slide deck so they could plan and explore their options thoroughly. We asked the students to discuss their options with parents, guardians, and teachers. After students explored their options and made their plan, they met with us or will meet with us to make their selections. We're meeting with our students through the PE 9, PE 10, Magnet Honors English 9, Magnet Honors English 10, US History, or AP US History classes. Students who had these courses in Term 1 met with their counselors and chose classes for the next school year in January. Students who have these classes in Term 2 will meet with their counselor starting February 10th. Please do not worry. No classes will be closed until all students have been given the opportunity to select courses. So this is what happens. The teachers of the classes I mentioned before will give your child a date and a time he or she should go to the counselor's Google Meet. Once the student logs into the Google Meet meeting, the students can ask any lingering questions and make their course selections. It's important for students to come to those meetings prepared. Students should have accessed their message and highlighted form from their counselors before the meeting. They should have some idea of what they want to take. Once we've met, we'll put all the students' course selections into Synergy. Parents will be able to see the course request verification form in their parent view under the Documents tab in March. The picture here illustrates where the Documents tab is in parent view. As you can see in the picture, there are report cards linked in this same location. Rather than printing or mailing report cards, they are linked here in parent view for you to see. If you have not accessed parent view or do not use it regularly, I highly suggest you set it up. It's a very useful tool for checking on your child's progress and grades and to communicate with teachers. The directions to set up your account are linked in our introductory slide, or you can access the directions by visiting the Virginia Beach City Public Schools website. Once you view the course request verification form, if you'd like to make changes, please reach out to your child's school counselor. Our contact information is listed on the Ocean Lakes High School website and also at the end of this presentation. I also wanted to take the opportunity to talk about some of the lessons we have learned from Term 1. First, 4x4 is fast. Your classes meet every day, so you likely have something due or some type of assessment in at least one of your classes daily. In this type of schedule, it is easy to get behind quickly. The work piles up, so make sure you stay organized and stay productive. Log into your classes on time and stay logged in the whole block, if that's what your teacher is asking you to do. If your teachers give you time in class to complete assignments, use that time. Don't stop working when the teacher stops teaching. Get up each school day. Eat something healthy and get dressed, even if you're not going into school. Do not log into your classes from your bed. When you do that, your body sends the message to your brain that it's rest and relaxation time. As Dr. Cuddy says, our bodies change our minds, and our minds change our behaviors, and our behavior changes our outcomes. If you behave like you're alert, aware, and attentive, you will become those things, and the outcome will be strong academic performance and a better overall feeling of confidence. When you have 20 minutes to spare, watch the TED Talk linked here by social scientist Dr. Amy Cuddy. It's amazing, and it will teach you not to fake it until you make it, but to fake it until you become it. I linked the TED Talk to her picture, and I hope you'll take the time to check it out. A couple more pieces of advice. Communicate with the teachers. They want to know if you have something going on. They want to know you. The connections you make with your teachers and fellow students are good for you academically, and they're good for your mental health. At Ocean Lakes High School, counselors use Schoology to communicate with our students. In Schoology and on their schedules, students have a class called Academic Support. The teacher listed for that class is your child's school counselor. We post information and announcements in our Schoology courses. We send direct messages in Schoology, and we make announcements in our student groups. We know you're inundated with alerts, but we hope that you'll take the time to check out the messages from the school counseling team.
One more lesson we've learned from this 4x4 schedule and from the fall term is eligibility for VHSL activities, or rather calculating eligibility for VHSL activities in sports is a little bit different from when we had our A-Day, B-Day alternating schedule. Hang with me here on this one because some of this can get pretty complicated. The VHSL rules remain the same as they have always been, but the method to calculate credits attempted in GPA is different. The first rule for eligibility deals with the courses students take. Students must be enrolled in 5 credit-bearing courses while participating in interscholastic activities, and students must have passed 5 or more classes in the semester prior to the season of the VHSL sport or activity to be eligible. In a 4x4, year-long courses are taught in one term. Each 1 credit year-long course would count as 2 classes in eligibility world, and a half-credit semester course would count as 1 class in the eligibility world. At Ocean Lakes, there are very few half-credit semester courses. So to be safe and secure and certain your child is in enough classes to be eligible for VHSL sanctioned events, he or she should take 3 or 4 1-credit year-long classes per term. That is particularly important in this term that began on Monday. To be eligible to play sports or participate in a VHSL activity in the fall of 2021, your student must be enrolled in 3 or more classes that have a full credit value. For example, if a student is enrolled in Virginia U.S. History, Economics and Financial Management, and Spanish 3 and a study block, the student would be eligible in the fall because history, economics, and Spanish would be worth 2 points each. So that student would be earning 6 credits according to eligibility. A student is enrolled in English 11, Algebra 2, and 2 study blocks would not be eligible. English and algebra would each count as 2 points. So that student would only have 4 credits or points in the eligibility world and does not have the 5. That student would have to pick up a 3rd class this term to be eligible to participate in the fall. The other rule deals with overall GPA. Students must have a 2.0 grade point average in the previous term, previous to the season the sport or the activity is in. When calculating the GPA, just like in counting credits, grades in the 1-credit courses count twice, and grades in a half-credit course count once. It is highly unlikely that any of your students are in half-credit courses, as we have so few. If you have questions about your child's eligibility to participate in this term or in the next school year, please contact his or her coach and/or our student activities coordinator, Mr. John Williams, whose email address is listed on this slide. Thank you so much for listening to this message from the Ocean Lakes High School School Counseling Team. Here's a list of our team, our email addresses, and our phone numbers. We look forward to hearing from you if you have any questions, concerns, or if you'd just like to reach out to us.